Actually, the R&D is going just fine. Everything's moving along at a good pace, and probably in order to increase the quality of the CG opening movie, we're spending a little bit more time, a little extra time with that, to create the best, highest quality piece that we can. So once that gets completed, then everything else in the game's already done right now, so we just plop that into the final game and we're good to go. We should be able to make its release date next year, and then after that, probably in the next few weeks, we're going to start working on some changes that we're going to add to the North American version and the European version to make both those versions more suitable for each one of those territories, because what Americans like and what Europeans like is often different from what Japanese people like. So we're trying to we're trying to tailor this game to each of those territories' likes and dislikes. Actually, no, I really did not feel all that much pressure when making this game, because I already, right from the start, knew I wanted to make it a trilogy. I knew kind of how the ending was going to go. So basically, the only challenge left was how to realize that ending, how to realize the conclusion, how to make it a conclusion, tie everything together so that people who bought the game would appreciate it. They would feel like they were actually getting a conclusion to the game. They were making peace with the trilogy, and that it was worth playing. So trying to realize all of those things with a set story that you already know what you're going off of, and do it in a way that your fans and all gamers can truly appreciate. That was probably only the difficult thing about making the game. Other than that, we kind of already had a basic roadmap of where we wanted to take the game anyways, so it wasn't too terribly difficult. Basically, with all games, it's always a risk. You can always plan to make a trilogy, or you can plan to make several games in a series. But if the first one does bad, you'll never get a chance to make a second one. And if the second one is really bad, you'll never get a chance to make a third one. So you can only make really a tentative plan for a trilogy when you're ever making anything. And that, whether that comes to movies or video games, it's the same. You have to take it one game at a time, or one movie at a time, so to speak. With the first one, we were trying something new, and that was using a real live actor, a famous actor, and seeing if gamers would actually appreciate using that character. In Japan, it worked well. In America, it also worked pretty good. But with the second one, we challenged ourselves by making a character that had already passed away, an actual actor, Matsuda Yusaku, who actually had passed away, using his likeness in the game. And while that worked in Japan, unfortunately, the character wasn't too terribly popular in America. So as we came on to the third one, we always had a basic roadmap of how the game was supposed to be, of the storyline for the game, right from the beginning. But it didn't necessarily include two characters to finish it off. But for the third one, our big challenge is going to be making this game an international game without actually changing the system in a big way, because we wanted it to be an Onimusha game. So what that left us with was coming up with an internationally famous actor. And when you think about it, there are very few actors that are famous in Japan, France, and America. John Deno happens to be one of those few. So we decided to use him. Actually, we figured when we made Onimusha 1, it was a pretty damn good action game that we had on our hands. But with 3, we wanted to make it the best action game that we could. So we tried to take a lot of the things that worked in Onimusha 1 and bring them into Onimusha 3, while still adding on top of that and improving certain features we weren't satisfied with the first one. For example, with the two different characters, you're always going to have Samonosuke and the quick slashing sword action. But in addition to that, you have this Jacques Blanc character, played by Jean Reno, who uses his whip to not only attack like a basic weapon would be used for, but also to latch on to enemies and throw them. There's a lot of different ways you can use your weapon that you couldn't use it in other games. And another special purpose that his whip serves is he can whip himself to other locations, sort of creating an adventure sort of aspect to the game. So now you're exploring using your weapons, which you couldn't do before. Before they were mainly to kill enemies. Now you're actually using them to explore different areas, and it's creating sort of an adventure-esque side to the game, not just action that you feel from the first game. In addition to that, of course, being able to go back and forth between France and warring period of Japan, ancient feudal Japan, of course, is another really attractive aspect to the game because it's giving you that modern-day feel, as well as being a foreign country, as well as you're getting this ancient, otherworldly sort of period that you can experience when you're in Japan. And these two characters being out of their place, out of where they feel most comfortable, and how they would react is one of the things that makes the game also very attractive, being able to go back and forth like that in time. I mean, you take yourself, what would you do if you were in, say, ancient Japan? You know, how would you hack it out? How would you survive? What if you got put into 1500s England or something like that? It's a really good concept, we think, that makes the game all the more attractive. Actually, a lot of things went according to plan, with the exception of the amount of money we had to spend, the exorbitant amount of money we had to spend. But besides that, a lot of things really, really went according to plan. So it's really hard to pick up one thing and go with it. But I guess if I really, really had to choose one thing I'm probably the most proud of, it would have to be the CG movie that starts the game off. Because both the CG movies in 1 and 2, I thought, really set the pace and set the feel for that type of game. And 3, which we are promoting as the best action game ever. I think the CG intro really, really describes that. Really, really sets the pace. Really, really gets the player ready for that type of a game. Really puts you in the mood. And I think it probably is the best of the 3 that really, really is close to what you're seeing in a movie. This game has always been a very cinematic, very, very similar to a movie in its roots. And with this final CG intro to this third installment, the final conclusion of the trilogy, I think we are ever narrowing the gap between what movies and video games are. And I'm pretty proud of my team and how close we've actually gotten to it with this intro.
Jacques, encore.